All right, welcome back to my series where I'm going through the challenges in my book, C Sharp Player's Guide, and solving the challenges. Uh, Today, I'm going to go through this Vin's Trouble challenge, which builds on the one from before, Vin's Arrows. And I've got that code up still, so I'm going to just keep going with it here. And the concern is that somebody had, well, let me do this. I'm going to scoot this out of the way. Um, and I'm actually gonna remove a bunch of this. We don't need that for now. This getting all the arrowhead stuff. I'm just gonna, you know, we're not so worried about the cost in this one. So, what we are worried about is the fact that right here we can say arrow dot length, cut it in half, and now if we run this, so you can see I put in 75, but I had the ability to change it, and I cut it in half, and that arrow is not long enough to fit into a bow properly, and apparently the guy got hurt from that. So that's the problem we want to solve here. And the challenge is to modify the arrow class to have private fields instead of public fields and adding getter methods. First part of that's really easy. Just private, 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 which now ensures that this can't compile. And then it says adding getter methods for each of the fields that you have. So I'm going to just come right here and I'm just going to make a public. Get arrowhead type. And I'm going to return arrowhead type. Though, so I can write it that way. I like the expression body when I can. And once I've got it this way, it's really easy to just click on this and say, use expression body for methods. So I'm just going to click on that and poof. This is the shorter syntax that if you can express the whole thing as an expression, if you can write the whole thing as an expression, you can just use the arrow and then the expression. Yeah. And then we can do a similar thing for the fletching type. Get fletching type, public, float, get length. All right, so 3 little short methods. Now I've got it, and now this right here, we can just say, so here's, like this line we could still make work. Arrow dot get length, poof. This part, however, like it won't work. There isn't a way for us to set the length. We could make a set method if we wanted to. If we public void set length float new length. Like we could add that in if it made sense to, and then we could say something like arrow dot set length arrow dot get length divided by 2. That's a whole lot longer than what we had there with the divide equals. We'll deal with that later in the next chapter, but we specifically did not want that. We don't want to be able to set the length, so we will prevent it. So now anybody who's using this class, like the only things you can do with it are you can get length, get fletching type, get arrowhead type, get cost, but none of these allow us to actually modify it. Simply because we have no methods, nothing. There's nothing public on here that allows us to change anything. And if we wanted to, we could make set methods and make everything changeable if we wanted to. It doesn't make sense for this class, but it could make sense for a different class. But so now we've ensured that anybody using an arrow will not have the ability to inadvertently mess with its data in ways that we don't want. And that's probably everything there is to say about that. So short video, and I will stop it here. Thanks, guys.